Good morning. Morning, Mariana.
Morning.
So today we are in a little city, still in the state of Alagoas. The city is called Maragogi. Maragogi is almost world famous, I think, for the Caribbean kind of like sea that you have here. It looks like the Caribbean Sea. The water is beautiful, and one of the most famous tourist attractions is a pathway that they call it the Passage of Moses, they call it, would be the translation. Yeah, so it is kind of like the same thing that we did in Maceió, which is the capital of the state of Alagoas, but this one is more famous even than the one in Maceió. The only thing is, unfortunately, we are here only for like half a day now. We arrived last night, but we were planning to do the passage and go through the water on the passage, but unfortunately today the tide is very high. I took some images and some videos by the drone earlier this morning, but yeah, unfortunately the tide was too high to do anything and to walk on the beach. So we're just gonna go see the beach before we check out of our accommodation, and then we will hit the road to go to our next destination. We're gonna be stopping in some other places. We're gonna be driving for a few days, but every day we're gonna be in a different location. We left Maceió yesterday after 6 months that we were living in Maceió. Now we're going to the beach. As you can see, we are walking, I think, just to show you, the tide is very high. Bom dia.
Bom dia. Vai passar.
Yes.
Pode.
Não dá pra ir muito longe, né?
Desculpa. Oh. So as you can see, the tide is very high. These boats are usually for like day trips, and they take you to natural swimming pools that you have, but even for that the tide needs to be lower, and today I think even those activities are not happening. Like this little swing in the water is usually for people to take pictures for Instagram, and today you see the bottom is completely inside the water. But it's still beautiful. No?
Beautiful.
Yeah, huh?
But my God, so high.
Yeah, the tide is very
Did
high.
you show that place
Yeah,
for pictures?
I just talked about it, yeah. It's like completely in the water, so. But it's a very good thing. It gives you a very good idea of how high the tide is today. How low normally should be. That in that swing people usually sit to take a picture, and today you can't even sit. But we will try to put some pictures of the path so you have an idea about how it should usually look like when the tide is lower. Yesterday we left Maceió after 6 months. that we were living there. The distance from Maceió to Maragogi is 125 kilometers. It should be around 2 hours or so. But because we were coming from downtown of Maceió, it took, and it was like in the afternoon, there was some traffic. It took us around 3 hours to get here. But usually it should be a bit less. Do you want to go back now? Unfortunately, short period that we are here, we couldn't really go to the beach. Obrigado. So it's a very little like place. It used to be like a village, I think, and then at some point it got this status of being like a little town. It's a touristic town, and like so many different like hotels, restaurants, little like places you can stay at. And I don't know if it is like underdeveloped or they want to keep the look of like a beach town. But like the roads are like this. There are some other main roads that they are like done and there's asphalt, but most of the roads are like this. It is still under development, I think. But you have like this one, you have a lot of little places that you can stay. Restaurants, shops, everything that you would need. And now, good luck.
Gonna go in that main street.
Yeah, we can go there too, just to show you. We are staying in that place down there. When we come back, I'll show you the place. It's a very interesting place. The owners, the lady, she is Brazilian, but the husband is from Spain. So I think it's for their retirement that they decided to come here and buy the piece of land and make it as like a hotel. They're saying they are doing that now, and they moved back from Spain and they're living here. On the right hand side here is also a beach club that you can, I think you can buy like a day pass. Yeah, the day pass, and then there's like pool tables, there's a restaurant, hammocks, a pool even, and of course they have beer and other drinks and food as well. So you have this option too if you want to stay at the beach club. And an area for kids even to play. But you can see that even though it looks underdeveloped, it has a lot of potential. Like in a few years, I think it's gonna just boom. And the lady that owns the hotel told us that they're planning to build like an airport here for Maragogi in the next like 3 years or
Yes,
something.
there is an airport being built that it's supposed to be ready in like 3 years.
Yeah.
So the flights will come direct here. We don't need, because now if you want to come here by plane, you have to go to Maceió and then come by car or Recife.
Just let me show how many people are working here. It's crazy, no? So many people working and like everything happening. There is a way from there to pass to go, no? Yes, yeah. So this is another main road that you come from the highway, and then at the end. Oh, the supervisor supervising the construction site. So this is a very small beach. It's not that wide, and I think because the tide is also high, it's a bit even smaller, because maybe you could go further into the water, but today not that much, no? On another day it would be probably more.
Yeah.
go into the water, but today it's just this area that you see, and already the water is here. So we're gonna head back. It would be much nicer if we were lucky with the tide, and besides the tide, also the weather this morning was like raining a lot, so it's a bit like cloudy still. It opened a bit, but it's still cloudy and it's not ideal weather. So last night we went to another part that is a bit further, I think, to south of here. That is the main like strip that you have with all the restaurants by the water. Just wanted to get a dinner quickly, and we came back. We didn't film, but there, even here now as we walk, there are a lot of people also offering tours and other tourist activities. If you want to buy as you're walking, there's like a lot of options. You can buy all kinds of tours. There are this kind of cars also, boogies I call them, that you can drive on the beach, or there are some other parts that are like beautiful. We have seen some videos that you go with this. It's much easier than going by a normal car. So there are all of those options as well. We are actually staying in this place called Flats Marbella, and the one in the middle, actually, this one is our unit. I'll try to show you also inside after we have cleaned up before we leave the place, because now it's a mess. And you have your parking also here, like you park the car there.
The rate for the night we paid 230 reais, which is around.
I'll write it down in the video. What is the equivalent in dollars?
Yeah, 230 reais per night.
Yeah.
And it's a one-bedroom flat,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a nice kitchen too.
Yeah.
So not bad at all.
No, very happy. So this is the place. Full kitchen we have here, and a lot of dishes and pots and all of that. We were here only one night, but it was like very functional. Fridge, Mariana, dining table with 4 chairs. This sofa, I believe it's a sofa bed as well. TV, and we even had a hammock, which we didn't actually use. Nice balcony. Bathroom, very clean, very nice. I enjoyed the shower, hot shower. Leo being upset that we're leaving already. And the bedroom too. There's AC, which is very good here. You would need it. A lot of storage. Bed was very comfortable. And I'm gonna show you also how the sea was supposed to look like. It was supposed to look like this. But as you saw, the tide was very high, and this is the natural pools that I talked to you about, that people go with boats, and it's very shallow, the water, and you can swim there. So that's it. This is our place, and now we're all packed, and we're gonna hit the road for the next destination.
So we just got on the road again, and it's raining. The weather is really not good, unfortunately. But hopefully it's gonna get better later. Say hi to the
driving. It's still beautiful, mind you, but could be much more beautiful. We have officially left the state of Alagoas. Rooster is singing. Hey Rooster. So we left the state of Alagoas and we are officially in the state of Pernambuco. And from the first impressions, everything is nice. The only thing that I could say, the only comment I should make actually is, if you're coming by car from Alagoas or Maceió, and once you pass the border, the road becomes really bad. Like, they have not maintained the road. Everybody even warned us too that there's a lot of potholes. Still better than some roads in Montreal, to be honest, I mean, if you ask me. But just pay attention to the potholes, like huge potholes on the road. Mariana and I, we were talking. I said, well, it's good, it keeps you engaged, you know, when you're driving, so you have to pay attention to the road. But that's the only thing I could mention that was like not a negative thing, but something to pay attention to. So we will have, I think, another maybe hour or so driving, and then we will be in our next destination. We just stopped here just to get a cup of coffee, and we are going to continue with the road. Another thing I wanted to show you is this, because in another video in Maceió we talked about it too. We are at the gas station, but as some of you know, here you have like the normal gas for the car, which is the first one here. It's mentioned original or gasolina. They call it gasolina común, or like the common gas. Here it's 6 reais and 29 cents. Then the other one that is 6.39 is like, I think, like a supreme gas in North America. The third one is ethanol. Believe it or not, the majority of the cars here, they call them flex, which is, just waiting for the truck to pass, which is like the engine is flexible. You can put normal gas or you can put ethanol, which is always cheaper. Like here it's 4.89. There were some other gas stations on the road that they were even like lower than this, 4.77, 4.75. And then you have also diesel. But most of the cars you can put both, and there is no problem with either one. Like, it doesn't damage the engine or anything. The only thing I feel always is ethanol doesn't give the car a lot of push. Like, if you're going uphill and the car, like our car now, it's like it has a lot of, we have a lot of luggage, it's heavy, the car struggles a little bit, and especially this one, it's like manual, it's not automatic. It's this car that we have rented. I'm gonna ask Mariana also how much the car was, the rental for like 8 days. It was, I think, 2,800 reais or something. Sorry, I forgot. The car for 8 days, the rental of the car was 2,200 reais. Yeah. Hi, sir. Say hi. He's a little bit scared, anxious. So the rental of the car was 2,200 reais. And this car, like a lot of other cars, as I was mentioning, it's flex. So for this one, you can put either ethanol or normal gas. And especially on the highway that you're just continuing to drive, ethanol would do the job, and there's no issue with it. So this is another thing I wanted to mention, that here you have this option of normal gasoline or ethanol. And now let's continue.